Joining me now, Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna Romney McDaniel. Maybe I would argue, I'm just going to ask you, are they glad to see Comey go? Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, as my father would say.
I will say he left the Republican Party. We did not leave him. He has left, and we're glad to see him go at this point with what he's done with this self-serving book tour, monetizing his relationship with the president. We know now how unfit he was to be FBI director with the mistruths that he's put forward. And I think really this book shows Comey's character, which is one of salacious details, one of disclosing private conversations with the President of the United States. And let's just talk about the Republican Party and leadership. Unemployment at a record low. Jobs are coming back to this country. Wages are up. 2/3 of Americans have bigger paychecks. If that's the party leaving him, then he's left the American people.
And this is my own opinion, but Jim Comey is a member of the party of one. He's a member of the party of Jim Comey. And that is part of the problem. It's why the Wall Street Journal warned President Trump not to keep him on as FBI director before the inauguration early last year. Do you think that the Comey media tour, if it continues, are you lucky maybe that it's going on right now, that there's some distance between this book and all this talk out of Jim Comey and the election in November, the midterms?
Well, I think what you're saying is exactly right. And the more the American public get to see him, they see how much Jim Comey thinks of Jim Comey, a higher loyalty. We put the cover out to me, myself, and I. It's about him. And I think seeing the way that he's disclosed private conversations with the President of the United States, he's made giant leaps. He only met with the President 3 times in person, and yet he's made these giant leaps. And now you see that his family was huge Hillary Clinton supporters. I think he's actually trying to make good with the Democrats and trying to find a new home and hoping that they will embrace him. But I don't think they're going to do that either, because they blame him for Hillary Clinton's woes.
Yeah, I think the headline from that, Ronna, was, wait, Jim Comey was a Republican?
Exactly.
That was my takeaway.